O my stars, gather round, my darling disheartened travellers, and let me weave you a tale so tragic, so unjust, so Leeds Bradford Airport that you clutch your pearls and weep for the sheer audacity of its existence. Picture it, a place that calls itself an airport bold claim. Real dreams of seamless travel go to die in a pile of overpriced parking tickets, and Wi-Fi that's about as reliable as a chocolate teapot. Let us begin with the food, or rather, the lack thereof. Oh sure, they technically serve food if you consider burgers to be the pinnacle of culinary innovation. Imagine, if you will, a dining experience where you can have a burger for your starter, a burger for your main, and shockingly a burger for dessert. A true monoculture of misery. Do they think we are all just hungry cows? Where is the variety, the flair, the basic human respect? But no, my dear suffering souls, that is merely the beginning of the indignities. Behold, the arrivals pickup area. A place so grim, so post-apocalyptic, that it makes purgatory look like a 5-star resort. You must stand outside in the rain next to a smoking shelter that has lost its roofies. Truly, the roof has abandoned ship like some Dickensian orphan waiting for gruel. No flight info, no screens, no human beings to reassure you that your loved one's haven tea vanished into the ether. Just you, the elements, and the ever-looming threat of a 68 fine if you dare leave your car unattended for more than 1 hour. 1 hour, as if flights never get delayed, as if time itself bends to the will of Leeds Bradford's parking overlords. Now let us speak of the filth. Oh, the filth, the floors, sticky with the ghosts of 1,000 spilled coffees, the toilets, a biohazard masquerading as a restroom. No soap, no hand dryers, just a sad, damp puddle of existential despair. And the seating, a cruel joke. If you want to sit, you must fight for the privilege, wrestling strangers for a scrap of plastic that may or may not collapse beneath you. The ceilings loom so low, you think the architects were designing for hobbits, not humans. And then, brace your Sylvester security lines. Lines so long, so soul-crushing, that they spill out of the building and into the parking lot like some twisted airport-themed Hunger Games. You arrive 2 hours early, as one does, only to miss your flight anyway because the security staff move with the urgency of sloths on sedatives. Your jacket, it must go through the X-ray 4 times. 4. Because apparently Leeds Bradford's machines are powered by black magic and broken dreams. And the lounge, oh the lounge, a place where luxury goes to die. No bar, no actual food. Just a sad little coffee machine and a basket of olives like some medieval peasant's last meal. The Wi-Fi, non-existent. The signal, dead. It's like they want you to sit in silence and contemplate your life choices. The runway. Oh darling, don't get me started. Maintenance happens mid-flight because nothing says we care like closing the runway while planes are trying to take off. The poor pilot, bless his heart, looked as shocked as the rest of us. And the parking, a scam disguised as a service. You must pay just to drop someone off, not even park, mind you, just exist near the terminal for more than 5 seconds. The shuttle bus, late, overcrowded, a mobile purgatory. But here's the real tragedy. The staff, lovely, kind.
Businesses around Leeds Bradford Airport often feel like a series of missed chances where promises crumble under the weight of long queues, stubborn fees, and a sense that the staff are more interested in their phones than the people in front of them. The common thread is a feeling of being left out in the cold. Whether that cold is an actual chilly meal or the cold stare of a security guard who seems to think intimidating means any group that looks different. Walk through the area and you will quickly see why many travellers keep their expectations low and their luggage tighter. Take the biggest shopping centre, Trinity Leeds, as a first example. The whole complex feels overcrowded, with parking that feels like a treasure hunt and lifts that sometimes disappear for days. Visitors complain about slippery entrances that can turn a simple stroll into a tumble, and a lack of visible security that makes the place feel unsafe on a rainy afternoon. A particular incident that shines a harsh light on the atmosphere involved a family being turned away because a guard thought they looked intimidating. That story is not isolated. It adds up with reports of long waiting times for food deliveries, confusing decor that tries to please everyone but ends up pleasing no one, and an overall price tag that feels more like a toll road than a shopping trip. Moving a little further, the accessorized shop on the same street mirrors the same pattern of neglect. The shelves are often half empty, the staff appear distracted and sometimes even discuss internal matters where customers are waiting. One visitor described a manager who handled a cash transaction with a pair of gloves that seemed more about avoiding a mess than about hygiene. The overall vibe is that the store cares more about showing a polished window than about the experience inside. The Bannatyne Health Club at Cookridge Hall tells a similar story, only dressed in gym clothes. Walk in and you may find weights scattered on the floor like a child's toy chest, equipment that looks as if it has never been rearranged, and staff who spend most of their day scrolling on phones. Members have spoken about sudden price hikes that feel like a surprise punch, confusing membership rules that change without warning, and a whole lot of promises that evaporate when a phone call is made on a Sunday morning. The gym's pool and sauna might still work, but the surrounding service feels like a broken treadmill. You keep moving but get nowhere. If a warm meal is what you crave, Mile Hall Leeds seems to promise spice and comfort, but often delivers cold, bland dishes that leave stomachs uneasy. Reviewers have mentioned dishes that arrive chilled, a lack of truly gluten-free options despite claims, and even cross-contamination that caused real pain for those with severe allergies. One guest described a lamb chop that was barely cooked, followed by a night of vomiting that turned a road trip into a regrettable memory. The service, while occasionally friendly, does not compensate for food that feels like it was reheated in a microwave after a long day of waiting. A quick coffee break at the Union Coffee House might sound like a safe harbour, yet the experience can feel like an overpriced gamble. Customers talk about toasted sandwiches that are barely cooked, drinks that cost more than a small dinner, and a refurbishment that stripped the place of its unique charm, leaving behind a bland, white-walled space that could be any chain outlet. A stray curl of hair found in a meal, and a hidden charge that appears only after the card is swiped add a layer of mistrust that makes the whole visit feel like a bad joke. Finally, the nightlife at the Key Club appears promising with its neon lights, but the reality often feels like a chaotic schoolyard. The music selection tends to lean heavily towards sing-along pop that forces patrons to become karaoke singers when they actually came to dance.
Security staff have been described as overly aggressive, shouting at guests for arriving a minute early or questioning people's motives without cause. Several accounts mention incidents of spiking drinks, bouncers accusing innocent patrons of harassment, and a general sense that the venue is more interested in policing behavior than providing a fun evening. The combination of high entry fees and unpredictable treatment makes the club feel more like a courtroom than a party. In summary, travelers who venture near Leeds Bradford Airport should brace themselves for a landscape where service quality often falls short of the promise, prices creep higher than expected, and safety or consistency cannot be taken for granted. Keep an eye on parking signs, double-check menus for dietary needs, and be prepared to walk away if the atmosphere turns sour. A little caution and a healthy dose of patience can turn a potentially disappointing outing into a survivable adventure, but the odds are stacked against a flawless experience in this corner of Leeds.
I was looking into crimes near Leeds Bradford Airport. Leeds, like just trying to understand what happens there, and it's so sad. The little shops around the airport, they look cute, but they ray like traps. Like they smile, but they want your money, and they don't care if you cry after. So there's this Nisa store right near Leeds Bradford Airport. Leeds, family run, looks safe. But this man, he kept coming back even after they told him to stay away. He just walked in again, took stuff, and left. Like no shame. I think the workers just stood there, maybe too scared to say anything. They probably called the police after, but what can they do? He come back again. I bet he's still walking around, maybe even targeting tourists with suitcases, thinking they want to notice a missing snack or two, And then there's this other thing, people pretending to be from the FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority. They call or email shops near Leeds Bradford Airport, Leeds, and say, "Oh, you owe money, or we need your bank info to help you." Like what? And some shop owners believe it. They give away their details. I think one of them even cried after, realizing they lost everything. The scammers, they probably laughed, moved to the next store. No one catches them. They just ghost like evil fairies. Also, there's this thing where shops near Leeds Bradford Airport, Leeds, they overcharge tourists. You pick up a souvenir and the price at the till is double. And when you ask, they say, oh, the label was old, but it's not. They do it on purpose. I think one tourist just paid and left feeling sick. They probably threw the souvenir away later, and the shopkeeper just smiled, counted the money, no regret. It's like you come here for 2 weeks and they see you as a wallet with legs. That's how businesses near Leeds Bradford Airport, Leeds are. They don't see you as a